All right, new problem. And the first thing we're going to do, per usual, we're going to read that question first. Again, we want to orient ourselves around the goal and not any of the extra information. So here's what it says. It says if C equals 277.3 calories, what is M? So again, before we have time to freak out about decimals, let's focus on this. What is M? All right, perfect. Everybody, M is defined right here in this equation. Let's read it. Calories burned during a workout follow the equation C equals 5.3 M plus 60, where C is in calories and M is in minutes. So everybody, can we confirm that in the equation C equals 5.3 M plus 60, we are absolutely looking for M? Can we confirm that? Yes, we absolutely can, right? Trace the information. What is M? M is minutes, and there it is right there. We can confirm that. We can feel pretty good about that. What we can also feel pretty good about is the value of C. The value of C, which is in calories, is given to us as 277.3. So even if, regardless of whether you're afraid of decimals or not, there's no worry yet. There's no cause for concern yet, because, knowing decimals or not doesn't stop you from plugging it in. So we have 277.3 equals 5.3 M plus 60. Let's treat this like any other equation. Let's treat this like any other equation, and let's say, hey, if I'm trying to get M by itself, I got to get rid of this number that's being multiplied, and I got to get rid of this number that's being added. Everybody, help me out. If I'm trying to get rid of a number that's just being added, we're working backwards, right? Opposite operations. So that tells me we are going to be subtracting 60 from both sides. So we have minus 60 over here, minus 60 over here. Once we do that, cancels out on the right side, giving us 277.3 minus 60, and that'll be 217.3 right there. So we have 217.3 equals 5.3 M. All right, there we are, my party people. We have one more step to go. That one last step is going to be involved getting rid of that 5.3. And so what we currently observe, what we are currently looking at, is multiplication. We see that 5.3 is being multiplied by M at this current moment in time. So the next step we'll take is, again, same thing, working backwards. So we're going to divide both sides by 5.3. So we'll divide there, divide over here, and we will cross and cancel out on the right side. And now all we have to do is work with decimals and division, which I'll agree isn't the funnest thing in the world, but I'll show you a neat little trick to handle dividing by decimals. I got you. So here we see that it says 217.3 divided by 5.3. And here's your trick, everybody. The trick to dividing by decimals is to not divide by decimals. You really always want to divide by a whole number. That really makes life a lot easier. And let me show you what I mean by that. Everybody, isn't there a rule in fractions that says whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top? Isn't that a phrase of an all-knowing, all-powerful axiom in math? Yeah, whatever you do to the bottom, we do to the top. And that specifically refers to multiplication and division, so scaling. So when we take a look at this, I see that if I were to multiply by 10, which is the same thing as moving the decimal place over to the right, if I do it on the bottom, I got to do it on the top. This is perfectly legal, perfectly legal. And so what we're going to do here, my party people, is do exactly that. This makes it 2,173 divided by 53. That's what that makes this. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we work with this. 2,173 divided by 53. Let's see. 53 going into 2173. Everybody, 53 doesn't go into 2. It doesn't go into 21, but it does go into 217. Everybody, how many times does 53 go into 217? Yeah, that'll be 4 times. Absolutely. So we have 53 multiplied by 4. Let's confirm that here. 53 multiplied by 4. 3 times 4 is 12. And then 5 times 4 is 20. Carry the 1 is 21. So we have 212 there. And so, yeah, that'll be 4 minus 212. And that'll leave us with 5. We drop the 3. And look at that. We see a nice angle here to finish this problem up. 53 goes into 53 exactly once. And there we are. A nice clean division. Saves ourselves some time. And the correct answer here will be 41 minutes. And there we are. The correct answer here is D. All right, so this problem here states that if the ratio between P and Q is 7 to 2, and P is 35, then what is Q? All right, so giving this a shot here, what I understand is if I'm going to solve this, we can definitely solve this as a proportion, and we'll go ahead and make sure that we remember proportion is basically a fraction being equal to another fraction, or one comparison being equal to another. So what we have to remember is, again, the order matters. If we have P, then Q, it is 7, then 2. We cannot reverse the order because we feel like it. That will absolutely get you the wrong answer. So again, respect the order. Compare the same things in the same way, and we should be good. So here we go. P over Q equals 7 over 2. Again, just like that. Now, we can absolutely proceed by cross multiplying and dividing, or we can try to find a sweet comparison, a convenient one, to get it done. But either way, let's first be careful and set things up the right way. We are told that P equals 35, and P is right there. Not over here, not over there, not anywhere else. That is P. So let's go ahead and replace it, nice and easy, with 35. Okay, now that we're here, we're going to proceed to solve this. If we want to, we can absolutely cross multiply and divide. That should be your go-to method every single time. And if we do that, we'll see that we get Q times 7, which is 7Q. And then 35 times 2, or double 35, that gives us 70. Now, once we do that, we then divide. And when we divide right over here by 7 on both sides, we end up getting, everybody, Q equals 10. Because again, on the left side over here, it cancels the 7. And on the right side, we have 70 divided by 7, and that's just going to be 10. So boom, we're good there, nice and easy. But I do want to express, again, if the numbers are convenient, if they line up, you can save yourself a little bit of time. So yeah, these numbers are a bit smaller, so it doesn't really matter. But if we wanted to save time, we could. Here in this situation, you might notice that 7 compared to 35, that's a relationship of times 5. And so, if from the right side to the left side is a relationship of times 5, same thing on the bottom, same thing. So 2 to the correct answer is a times 5 relationship. And I think we all know what 2 multiplied by 5 is. That is 10. Same answer that we would get going about it the normal way, but we can get it in a slightly faster way if we notice the convenience. And again, not all the problems are going to be as convenient as this one, but we want to be prepared for when it is. So there we are, everybody. Let's go ahead and keep it moving forward.